And as you said, Danny, what she talked about also goes squarely to the case that prosecutors are trying to make against Sam Bankman-Fried, that he knew exactly what he was doing. That's sort of been his defense. He didn't really know, but she made it pretty clear in her testimony, right, that he knew what he was doing and he knew that it wasn't legal or on the up and up or ethical or whatever you want to call it.
Yes, well, I would agree with you completely there. Now, we didn't get into whether or not they were saying to each other, is this legal? I don't know. But what certainly they were talking about was, where is the money coming from? And the money was coming from, according to Caroline's testimony, customer funds. And Sam knew this, and according to other witnesses that we've heard during this trial, Sam directed it. She knew it. She was, as she's pled guilty, was complicit in it. And that really is at the heart of this case, whether Sam and whether FTX and Alameda were taking these customer funds, and if that was something that they were allowed to do. Now, we haven't gotten to hear completely yet the defense make its case as to whether they were allowed to be doing this, but according to prosecutors and according to Caroline, they most certainly were not.
And Danny, what are the implications, you think, of this case for the broader crypto space? Are there implications? Some people have said, listen, it's a big headline, it's a big case, but ultimately it's old news. It's a guy who was billed as a visionary, and now he's in a jail cell. Do you agree with that, or do you think there are implications, there are ripple effects, or at the very least there are some lessons learned for the broader industry, Danny?
Well, there are certainly lessons learned, and there's a lot of, I guess you'd say, old news. Like, we're not learning brand new, huge details about what's going down, but we are getting very important little bits about how everything played out. And this is a little bit feeling like crypto itself is being on trial. Now, Sam, in part through the media's work, was held up as this golden boy during his time as the head of FTX. He was looked to as a visionary, as someone who really knew what was going on, and he obviously wasn't. In court today, Caroline was talking about how they really didn't even know how much money they had loaned out. One of the last pieces that we heard today was looking at this piece of evidence where she had written out the different loans that Alameda had taken from FTX. There was $1 billion of Bitcoin, $1 billion of another cryptocurrency, and then $10 billion USDC with a question mark next to it. They didn't even know how much money that they were borrowing because their books were not really that well. I wouldn't say the books were cooked, but no one was watching the kitchen.
Danny, what happens now? What's expected next at the trial?
This is really the star witness. We, the reporters that have been crowding here, I think I got here today at, 4:50 in the morning. We've been looking forward to Caroline's testimony as the highlight of the trial. It's a 6-week trial. This is only week 2. There's a whole lot to come. We don't know what's going to happen next, but I would expect that because just today we heard the very start of Caroline's testimony, all of tomorrow is probably going to be Caroline. And I'm most looking forward to the cross-examination, where the defense team attempts to discredit her, place blame on her, say, well, maybe there was something wrong, but it was Caroline's fault, not Sam's. And it's going to be spicy. So it's something to watch out for, to be sure.